By a rapid movement, which a gendarme's practiced eye had perceived, Dante sprang forward to precipitate himself into the sea, but 4 vigorous arms seized him as his feet quitted the bottom of the boat. He fell back, cursing with rage. "Good," said the gendarme, placing his knee on his chest. "This is the way you keep your word as a sailor. Believe soft-spoken gentlemen again. Hark ye, my friend, I have disobeyed my first order, but I will not disobey the second, and if you move, I will blow your brains out." And he leveled his carbine at Dante, who felt the muzzle against his temple. For a moment the idea of struggling crossed his mind, and of so ending the unexpected evil that had overtaken him. But he bethought of Monsieur de Villefort's promise, and besides, death in a boat from the hand of a gendarme seemed too terrible. He remained motionless, but gnashing his teeth and wringing his hands with fury. At this moment the boat came to a landing with a violent shock. One of the sailors leaped on shore. A cord creaked as it ran through a pulley, and Dante guessed they were at the end of the voyage, and that they were mooring the boat. His guards, taking him by the arms and coat collar, forced him to rise, and dragged him toward the steps that lead to the gate of the fortress, while the police officer carrying a musket with a fixed bayonet followed behind. Dante made no resistance. He was like a man in a dream. He saw soldiers drawn up on the embankment, and he knew vaguely that he was ascending a flight of steps. He was conscious that he passed through a door, and that the door closed behind him, but all of this as indistinctly as through a mist. He did not see the ocean, that terrible barrier against freedom, which the prisoners look upon with utter despair. They halted for a minute, during which he strove to collect his thoughts. He looked around. He was in a court surrounded by high walls. He heard the measured tread of sentinels, and as they passed before the light, he saw the barrels of their muskets shine. Well, okay, so, yeah, Dante, sorry, buddy. Wow, you're in deep shit here. The question now is, was there a misunderstanding? Is Dante just being held and Villefort coming to save him at some point? I can't imagine Morel has any swing at this point, but imagine this, just the sheer, like, the violent nature of this. And I mean, yeah, the violent nature of having a gun pressed to your temple and being pulled to your feet and, shoved and prodded and moved along as a prisoner. But I mean the general sense of violent nature of this imagery. As he says, he looks upon the ocean, the terrible barrier against freedom. This is all happening at night, or at least at twilight, where the sun is going down, and the symbolism of that, your freedom, the happy light of day is giving way to the darkness of night, and all of these soldiers stationed around the Château d'If. So you've already got the natural barrier of the ocean, in which it says the prisoners look upon with utter despair. You've got the army, the soldiers stationed, like, with their muskets, and then you've just got the fortress itself, this impenetrable structure that just juts out from nature. Can you put yourself in Dante's shoes here and, like, witnessing all of this and looking up at this huge chateau and just seeing all of these, like, one wrong move and you're going to be ended? And it even says Dante was thinking about ending his life, but no, how ugly of a end would that be? He's going to continue forward and see what happens. This is scary stuff. I have to say, very, very evocative. I'm really enjoying how Dumas' style of writing, and I don't think I would. You know what? If I was reading this by myself, I would just blow over some of these details. The fact that we're going this slow is utterly absurd. Let's never lose sight of that fact. I fully well know that is absurd, that we're doing this so slowly. But it's giving us an opportunity to really just dwell on each moment here and really see and feel what it means. I'm appreciating that. I don't know if you are. If you're not, why are you here? I'm glad you are. I am. I'm not going to ask why you're here. I'm just glad you are. Okay, that was me falling in love with you. Let's move on to tomorrow when we continue Chapter 8 of The Count of Monte Cristo. I'll see you then. Okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.